So we're going to change the steering rack on a 2012 facelift Toyota Avensis. It's my one. It seems to be pulling a bit to the left. So I've had 4-wheel alignment done, and after having the tracking and things done, the person doing the tracking said to me, the steering rack seems to be like it's got some sort of damage or something on it. So yeah, as a solution, I've been advised to change the steering rack, so this is what I'll be doing. It looks like a fairly straightforward job. First thing to do, obviously check the rack you've got. As I said, mine's a 2012 facelift model, and I found actually 3 different steering racks that supposedly fit this vehicle. So I would also say just double check whatever your kind of part number is on this one. So mine, this is what I've got. There wasn't much difference in the part numbers, just the last few digits. This one's 070. One I found was 050, which I almost ended up buying, which I was told obviously it should fit as well. And there was that was off an estate. Mine is obviously a saloon, and then a part number which I got off of Toyota, which just didn't make sense, weirdly enough. So by the looks of things, it doesn't look like it's too big a job. I've obviously got the wheels off on both sides. I've got my axle stand under there, and I'm going to put this wheel under there as well. So in terms of what you need to do, first things first, just this is the section which goes onto the steering. So the steering knuckle should go onto here. I'm going to dismantle that, take that apart, which should just be a case of just slipping straight off. Once that's off, and then you've got a bolt that goes through here into the chassis, and then the same thing on this side, one for the driver's side, one for the passenger side, and then just the track rod ends that go onto the actual wheel hub. So yeah, it shouldn't take too long at all once we get going. What I have done is obviously where these bolts are, I started off by putting some WD-40 on them, just so they should come off fairly easy enough. They didn't look like they're rusting or anything, but just to be on the safe side. So the next thing I've done is kind of got the steering rack underneath here, and kind of lined it up to see where these holes would line up, and they go. There's one just here, that one where I've sprayed WD-40. You can see the one that's a bit lubricated, and then you've got one just over here. So they're the ones that are, that's basically what I'll be taking off. So I've gone into the second day on this job. The track rod on the driver's side was seized, so not anything I could do, not much I could do with it late at night, so I had to take it on to the second day. So just be prepared for something like that. I ended up grinding mine off, so just bear that in mind. Either you'll need a blowtorch or something to be able to grind it off. So nevertheless, on to the next bit. What I'm actually doing is taking off this gearbox mount. So you can see I've taken that bolt off in the middle. Don't forget to obviously be supporting the gearbox while you take this off. So just to show you what we've got underneath, all the bolts holding the mount and things are actually a 17mm. So that's a 17mm. Those 2 bolts there, the 2 nuts, they were 17s. The ones holding the mount in the top. So this bolt here, that one's a 17 as well. Yeah, so they're all 17mm bolts. This bolt here, 10mm bolt, which was holding on the gearbox mount as well. We had to take that off as well. Okay, so we've managed to get it all off. I've got the new rack in there, and just putting it all back together. Here's my old rack here. Can't actually see anything wrong with it, but nevertheless, there was one more thing I didn't realise I had to do. So just on the end of here, there's a little knuckle, which has got a 12mm bolt in it. I had to take that off to be able to slide the rack out, and then I took it out from the driver's side, which is right on for the UK. Make sure you've lined up your steering correctly when you put it back together, and that should be pretty much it. So all sorted, got it all running back up together, no warning lights. Obviously the steering, I've made sure it was straightened out from the beginning, but you want to make sure, take the car for a test drive a couple of times and make sure the steering's running, the steering's straight. There was something to reset the steering angle sensor, which I didn't actually have to do on my car. However, there's a video on YouTube and it shows you which pins you got to connect in your diagnostics ports, and that just allows you to reset the steering angle sensor. Obviously, as I said, I didn't have to do that, but it's a fairly straightforward procedure. And apart from that, the car's pretty much all sorted. I've been driving it for a couple of days now, all good and well, no issues. So yeah, thanks for watching, hope it helps.